Welcome to another 2-Minute Tech Tip Tuesday. Brought to you by the National RV Training Academy, the largest hands-on RV training academy in America. Hey, before we get to the video, which I know this is the reason why you're here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. That way you don't miss anything. Hit the subscribe button now. Thank you. Now, back to our Tech Tip Tuesday. Hey, we're sitting here with Chris over at Why Wait. Go ahead and answer some of your questions. Chris, first off, welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
Hey, now, we normally don't talk about, the questions or anything else, but you actually had a couple questions about the black tank.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to you. Let's go ahead and cover some of the questions we have with the black tank, specifically around the valves.
Well, I see a lot of people ask me a lot of times, like, how do I prevent the nasty stuff, coming out on me when I take my cap off when I get to my site?
Yeah, I use someone else's trailer.
Yeah.
So I'll take care of that. 100% proof. All right, so situation is traveling down the road or something like that. Now, you've already cleaned it out, everything else, but by the time you get to the next destination, there's stuff in between the gate valve and your dust cover.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So the question is how do we prevent that from happening? Now, you're an RVer. You've been out there for a while. What are some recommendations you have?
What we like to do is have a separate gate valve at the end, the Valterra gate valve.
Okay.
That way, when we go to hook up our sewer hose and we go to open it,
there's no surprises.
There's no surprises by taking
Nothing
that
behind
cap
door
off
number 2.
and having it all flow on you. Yeah.
All right. So why then does it fail sometimes?
Why
Why it would fail? Because you close it, should be closed.
Well,
Stuff
first of all,
in
I think a lot always still jostles around and is left in the pipe.
Right.
But sometimes that black tank valve doesn't close all the way, and we just had this issue with ours at home.
Okay.
You basically have like 2 O-rings or gaskets on that gate valve, usually on your underbelly. Sometimes they come loose, and ours was actually stuck in there, preventing that black tank from closing all the way.
There we go. Sometimes there's an obstruction in there. So especially if you're going to use, of course, the push-pull method, with opening and closing the valves, if it's going to be a motorcycle type of, what do we call it, cord. You got to think about this. When you're closing the black tank, that gate valve, you're closing it blind, right? In other words, you don't see when you're closing it. And at that time, solids can be coming by, typically toilet paper or something like that. You close it, toilet paper sitting there.
Jammed up
as
in
you're
there.
sitting still, right, no water comes up. You go jostling down the road, yes, stuff can get by, right? So that's typically if it's just water. Now, if particulates get by, then we know it's not closing all the way. And that, that motorcycle brake cable that I'm talking about, all right, I don't like them, right? Because they start off good. You can close it all the way, open it all the way, but after a while you close it and it begins to push back a little bit, right? They just wear out over time. Inside that cable and everything else, we're going to get corrosion, rust, everything else. It's a wear item, unfortunately. So you pointed out a good fix, right? Because you can't really fix this over here.
A good tip that you can keep an eye out for, and that's after you clean your black tank out, after you've emptied it, and if you have a black flush or if you've cleaned it out, a lot of times you just close it and you think, hey, we're good to go, right? It's closed up. It's not always the case. You may not realize that it didn't seat all the way, it didn't close all the way, and the solids are building up and the liquid is slowly coming out. Well, what you need to do is, after you clean your black tank, after you flush it out, go ahead, have somebody go inside and have them fill the toilet up with water and turn your black flush on. You stay outside and you watch that clear elbow. And you tell them to flush all that water down the toilet, and you see if any liquid is coming out of that clear elbow. If you have just a little bit dribbling down still, it didn't close all the way, and you need to try to flush it out more to try to clean anything out that may be obstructing it from closing.
All right. Or just sell your RV, start over, get a new one. Nothing went through there, so we're just fine.
Yeah. Or use the bathroom at the campground.
One of 2 things. So if we're saying that there's leakage coming through, it's one of 2 failures. Either the gate valve itself is stuck and it's not closing, there's an obstruction there, or the mechanism itself is seizing up. Okay, in both of those instances, we'd have to get up under there, and that's the one thing you don't want to do is get up under there because man, is it a mess.
Just did that last week.
Yeah, it is a mess. I mean, he used to have a nice gray beard. And get up under there with that black tank now.
Yeah.
You see what happens.
Who needs just for men when you can get it that dark in other ways?
Yeah. So in order to prevent that from happening, do what you can to clean around the valve. Great tip, allowing water to flush through. The more water you can get through there, the cleaner. Hopefully you can get that pipe. Another thing to do is if you've done everything you can and you can't get it clean, is go find a good qualified technician that might be able to get up there and take care of your black tank. There's your tech tip. All right, before you get to the bloopers, which is why you're here in the first place, the RV industry needs thousands of RV technicians and inspectors, and now is the perfect time to do that. If you want to make more money or have more control over your time, go ahead and click the link below. Or if you just want to learn how to fix your own RV, got something for you there. Head over to rvtechcourse.com and get started today. Now for the reason that you're at the end of the video, roll the bloopers.
Oh, that'll make the bloopers.
I was still stuck on one too.
A big kink on my shirt there.
Got your third nipple.
I know.
Twa, twa, twa. Well, Chris, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
As I've been fed the answers, here's the thing. Now that you've gone through class, you can look forward to his tech tips because they might be right. Actually, where could we find your channel and your stuff? All the information you want to provide out there. What are
You guys can always find me over on YouTube at Why Wait. Just simply type in Why Wait and you're going to find it. Channel about RV maintenance, RV preventive maintenance, fixing things and stuff like that. Usually just troubleshooting it. I always state on my channel that I'm not an RV tech, but after learning this stuff, you know, I think I'm going to have to go check it out because I'm definitely educating myself and learning tons of stuff that I didn't know. So it's great. Check it out.
All right. So for a good channel, go over to Why Wait on YouTube.com. Hit like and subscribe. Do it now. Now. Do it now.
Very cool.
Why wait? Do it now.